Guys, so before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes of this vlog, you should probably know that it's a little bit different than what I usually do. I mean, I've taken you back to Prince George for a fun hometown tour. We've checked in with female racers here in town as well, of course. Lots of baking and cooking recipes on my vlogs, which is kind of where I want to start off. I'm used to baking all of the time, but lately I just haven't had the passion for it, and there's a reason behind it. I'm recording this on the eve of my 32nd birthday. Now, really, there's not a whole lot of relevance there, except for the fact that I've been dealing with mental health issues since I was 16. So as of tomorrow, that's basically half of my life, and a lot of it I dealt with suffering in silence. And, you know, it's something that not many people know about me because there is a stigma behind it. A lot of people either don't or won't talk about it. 1 in 5 Canadians will experience a form of mental illness at some point in their life. It may be a short stint, or it could be something that goes on for months or even years. It could be your friend, a family member, a coworker. In fact, I can guarantee you that you know somebody who has had or still continues to deal with a mental health issue, because I do. As an example, let's put it this way. I can't speak for anyone else here at the station, but we have 5 personalities on my 96. KJ, Kirby, Joe, Darren, and myself. Of the 5 of us, I deal with mental health issues. The anxiety is nearly always with me, and the depression, it comes and goes. Sometimes it's just for a short time span, and sometimes it could be a few weeks or sometimes a few months. And I never know what kind of time frame I'm looking at, how long it's going to stay, and I never know what's going to trigger it. Past 6 months have actually been really hard for me, and it feels like there's been way more ups, or rather way more downs than ups. I felt like the world was crashing around me. I started questioning my ability to do what I've been doing for 12 years. You know, am I in the right career? Am I doing the best I can? Or should I just, give up and change careers? I've also had a few failed relationships, and one hit me really hard because I didn't see it coming. This past week, well, I had another relationship kind of fail. I don't know. Right now it's kind of in limbo, and this is where my anxiety takes over, where I overthink and I start to overanalyze everything and replay everything just over and over in my mind. Now, when you pair that with the depression, now my mind is telling me that everything is my fault, that even though it may have had nothing to do with me, my brain is telling me it's my fault. Another way my anxiety takes over is when it comes to the future, things I can't control. You know the saying, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst? Kind of becomes my motto, but my mind focuses on the worst, all of the what could go wrongs. So this past summer, my hot water tank died, and I didn't have the savings in my account to pay for it, and luckily my loving parents lent me the money to replace that. But then I started worrying about other things in my house. Was I gonna go to cook dinner tomorrow and my oven wasn't gonna work? Or if I go away for the weekend, is my fridge going to die and all the food spoil in it? Or maybe just my furnace, give up on life, right? It may sound funny, but, these all became big things in my mind, to the point where I found myself thinking, like, should I hire someone to come in and look at this and tell me that everything's going to be okay? It sounds weird, but that's what a lot of people who suffer anxiety go through, and it can be on a daily basis. I personally suffered in silence for years. I tried opening up to a few friends, and a few times, I had friends who stood by me no matter what. And I'm lucky that I have at least 2 of those friends here in Medicine Hat, because it's hard. I don't have family in Alberta. I'm kind of a lone wolf here, so really appreciative of those 2 people who have stood beside me this entire time. But, I've also lost friends due to my depression and anxiety, and it's not always because people think that it's contagious. Unfortunately, back in the day, I did have a few friends who kind of seemed to think that way. What I found is I've lost friends because they didn't understand what I was going through. They didn't know why I would back out of going to different events or concerts or parties and stuff like that, or when I did show up, I wouldn't stay long. I'd kind of show up for half an hour or so and then gone. That's it. those were all caused by my anxiety. And in fact, only 49% of Canadians said they would socialize with a friend who has a serious mental illness. Only 49%, less than half of the population. I've lost friends because of my depression because nobody wants to be around the sad people. You know what? Hey, that's okay. You know what? If we had a choice, we wouldn't be sad either, or mopey, or quiet, or whatever you want to call it, because nobody wants to be depressed. And if you're suffering from depression, there's times where even if you want to talk about it, it can almost be impossible. It's not that we don't want to talk about it, but sometimes we honestly can't form the words to say what we're feeling, to say what's going on in our heads. And you know what? The best thing you can do to help someone who's dealing with a mental health issue is to be there for the person. And that could quite honestly mean just being there, being present, not even saying a word. You wouldn't believe how calming and reassuring that can be at times. This coming Wednesday is the annual Let's Talk Day, a day that was created to help end the stigma behind mental health. I've only touched on depression and anxiety. I mean, it's just a pair of mental health issues that people are affected by on a daily basis. If you're suffering from a mental illness, I encourage you to talk to someone, to share your story, open up. It doesn't have to be to a professional, though I do highly recommend it. Book an appointment with your doctor, ask to be referred to a therapist or a counselor. If you're not comfortable with that, open up to a family member, to a friend, maybe even a coworker. Call a helpline, reach out for help online. I mean, please don't suffer in silence. It's not worth it, and it's not going to make anything better. The thing it is, well, it's the first step to helping get rid of your mental illness or dealing with it properly. So one last statistic for you. Once depression is recognized, help can make a difference in 80% of the people who are affected with depression, allowing them to get back to their regular daily lifestyle. So please, if you are or think you are suffering from a mental illness, reach out for help. And if you know somebody who is dealing with mental health issues, then just be there for them. It's as simple as that. Obviously, this was a pretty hard vlog to do. I know it's not my regular thing, and it's a little bit lengthy, but I thank you for sticking with me through it. For more information about mental health, please click on the links below in the comments section, and let's end the stigma. Let's talk.